I didn't find out about the dinner from my parents. I found out because my aunt asked what color my brother preferred for his cake. Chocolate or vanilla, she said, like she was asking me to pass the salt. I paused, phone warm against my ear, and waited for the rest of the sentence, the part where she asked if I was coming or what time I'd arrive. It never came. Later that evening, my cousin tagged the restaurant on Instagram. Linen tablecloths. A printed menu. A caption about celebrating hard work and dedication. I scrolled through the photos slowly, not because they hurt in some dramatic way, but because they felt rehearsed. Like a play I'd watched enough times to know my cue wasn't missing by accident. I called my dad the next morning, not to argue. Just to confirm what I already knew. He didn't hesitate. That was the part that landed hardest. "We didn't think you'd want to come," he said. Then, after a pause that felt like consideration but probably wasn't, he added, "Since you barely finished school yourself." He said it the way someone says the weather. No anger. No apology. Just a fact in his mind. I smiled while he spoke. "I've learned how to do that. It keeps my voice steady." "Then don't worry about my ceremony next month," I said. "You won't have to think about it." There was a silence on the line, not the stunned kind, the recalculating kind. He said okay, eventually. We hung up politely, like adults who had just concluded a neutral transaction. For a while, nothing happened. My brother's graduation came and went. There were more photos. More captions. My name didn't appear anywhere, which was fine. I wasn't trying to be included anymore. I was busy in a quieter way, emails from an administrator, a request to confirm pronunciation, a reminder about seating because the event was open to the public. Open. That word mattered. The program I'd completed wasn't the kind my family respected. It wasn't the one they'd bragged about for years at dinner parties. It was technical, compressed, unromantic. I'd finished it while working nights, while being the person people referenced when they wanted an example of what not to do with your life. But it was accredited, it was funded, and the organization hosting the ceremony took itself very seriously. 2 weeks before the event, they emailed asking for a photo. For the banner, I sent one I didn't love. Neutral. Professional. Nothing to provoke commentary. I forgot about it until my cousin posted a selfie on a Tuesday afternoon. She was smiling wide, arm outstretched, phone tilted just enough to show the backdrop behind her. A large printed banner. Clean font. Official logos. And my face, then unmistakably mine, centered above the words incoming cohort recognition. She hadn't tagged me. She hadn't even mentioned my name in the caption. Just something about, "So proud of family bond." That's when the calls started. First my aunt. Her tone was bright, confused. "We didn't know," she said, as if knowledge had simply failed to arrive on time. Then my uncle, who wanted details. Where was it held? Who was attending? Was it public? My mother called last. She didn't ask questions at first. She said my name the way she used to when I was younger and had come home late. Carefully. Testing the air. "I saw the picture," she said. "That. We didn't realize it was like that." Like what exactly, she didn't say. Important. Visible. Valid. I didn't correct anyone. I didn't explain the years it took or the reasons I'd chosen that path. I answered what was asked and left the rest untouched. Silence does a certain kind of work if you let it. By Thursday, my father called again. This time his voice was different, not softer. Just slower. "So," he said, "this ceremony. Is there still time to attend?" I looked at the email open on my screen. The line about, see the note about RSVP being required for family guests. The deadline had passed 3 days earlier. "It's open," I said. "But seating's handled by the institution." He hummed, like he was absorbing a logistical problem. "I see." Another pause. Longer this time. "We didn't mean anything by what we said," he added, "about school." I believe that he believed it. "That's okay," I said. And it was. Just not in the way he thought. The day of the ceremony, I arrived early. The building smelled like new paint and coffee. Staff moved with purpose. There were name placards. Assigned rows. A printed program with my name spelled correctly, which still surprises me sometimes. My cousin waved when she saw me. She looked uncertain, like someone realizing they'd stepped into a room they didn't understand yet. My parents arrived late. They stood near the back at first, scanning, orienting themselves. When they spotted me, my mother smiled and lifted her hand halfway, unsure if it was appropriate to wave. We didn't sit together. An administrator spoke, not about grit or redemption, about standards, completion rates, professional readiness, language my family respected because it sounded like authority. When my name was called, nothing dramatic happened. I walked, accepted the folder, shook a hand. The applause was polite and contained. The banner loomed behind me, impersonal and steady. Afterward, my father approached me slowly. "I didn't know," he said again. This time it sounded less like an excuse and more like an admission. "I know," I said. He waited, maybe for an invitation, maybe for forgiveness I didn't offer either. Not out of spite, out of clarity. We took a photo together because my mother asked. It felt fine. Just fine. Later that evening, my brother texted congratulations. A single line, no emojis. It meant something, I think. Nothing was repaired. Nothing was destroyed. But something shifted, quietly and permanently. Education stopped being a weapon that day. Not because I outperformed anyone, but because I no longer stood in the place where it could be used against me. And they felt that.